Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Unusually Horrid. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not new here, welcome back. Okay, so today for you, I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from Bailey Sarian. Not the murder mystery part, but kind of just like, I'm just gonna do my makeup and talk to you. With that being said, let's jump into today. So, it's Black Friday. Happy Black Friday. I hope your guys' Thanksgivings were good. I hope you stayed safe. And I hope that you had a nice little tryptophan nap and had some pie. But today is the nation's shopping day. Or is it this year? I don't know. I'm not going out. I don't usually go shopping on Black Friday. The only times I ever went shopping on Black Friday were when my grandparents lived in this tiny, tiny little town out in northern eastern Washington called Omak. So they had one JCPenney's and a Walmart, and that was the place to do your Black Friday shopping. At that JCPenney's, we got jewelry. Back when those hoodies with the little earbuds were like just coming out, we got those for super cheap. We got luggage, like it was lit up there. But whenever my grandparents moved to Walla Walla, I actually like to do a little bit more small business Saturday there. It's not as motivating to do the Black Friday thing there, but the small business Saturday in Walla Walla, that hits. And I kind of like the idea of small business Saturday more than I like the idea of Black Friday anyway. But let's jump into things. So I wanted to talk about like the history of Black Friday and like where it came from and how we got to this point. And then I also wanted to go in some scary stats of Black Friday because I know there have been some atrocities towards mankind on this day more than once. Looking at the history of Black Friday, it actually wasn't intended to be the name of like a big shopping day. So the first recorded use of the term Black Friday was actually first used to describe the crash of the US gold market on September 24th in 1869. So like we've used the term like Black Thursday before for like the stock market crash, which even took place after the gold crash, since that was in the 1800s and the stock market crash was in the 1900s. From what I looked at also, the first like Thanksgiving Black Friday, from what I was researching, also didn't have anything to do with shopping. It was actually, from what I was reading, it sounded like it was a big tailgate party for the Army-Navy football game that happened the day after Thanksgiving that year. I found the little story about the Army-Navy football game. Okay, so the true story behind Black Friday, however, is not as sunny as retailers might have you believe. Back in the 1950s, police in the city of Philadelphia used the term to describe the chaos that ensued the day after Thanksgiving, while hordes of suburban shoppers and tourists flooded into the city in advance for the big Army-Navy football game held on that Saturday every year. So I'm wondering, when did it become like really about shopping? Because obviously with like the gold crash, people were like running to buy gold. So from that point, the term was mostly just used in Philadelphia to describe that big mass that would get all ready for the football game up until about the 60s. About 1961 is when the term kind of became a little bit more widespread, and retail people started using it more to talk about turning a profit. Like that was their biggest profit day. And for some reason, and this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm also like not a retail person or business person, but they would describe their profit margins in red and black. Now, not to say, like whatever, certain colors have certain connotations, right? Red and black to me are both like on the same type of like symbolism as far as colors go. So it doesn't really make sense for me to be like, oh, our profit is black. Like, wouldn't you think like green, growth, money? No, black. So they would use the term Black Friday for turning that profit. Their profits would go from in the red to back into the black, which is confusing to me. Maybe it makes sense to you, whatever. But that's more how the term started being used for like a wider retail experience than just like a football game type of deal. Now, obviously, when Black Friday started like that, it wasn't as much of a farce as it is these days. Stores would maybe open like an hour earlier, not our standard like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Some people are just not even closing Heck, we have most of our Black Friday deals starting on Thanksgiving now, which, like, can we please give those retail workers a break for one day? Honestly, that's like the biggest thing that I hate about Black Friday is that it's like turned into a Thanksgiving Day thing too. And it just really screws over all the people that work in these retail stores. They want to have time with their family too. Come on, get it together. It wasn't until like the 2000s though that stores started opening like an hour early or 2 hours early. And according to record, the first time any store opened at midnight was Kohl's in 2011. So really, this whole Black Friday, like, mega insanity it wasn't like a thing the way it's a thing these days until like the 2000s. Of course, in the never-ending expanse of the digital age, we have so many different ways now to make Black Friday even more insane. And if there's a year that a game console has come out or a new crazy toy that everyone has to have, like the Hatchimals, I think I was working at Fred Meyer when the Hatchimals craze was like a thing. And I was really lucky enough to work in the deli. So we didn't really, the deli's slowest day was Black Friday. So we kind of just hung around, watched y'all kill each other for socks, and then we gave you snacks. But if there is a big release for something, the Black Friday sales are even crazier and the lines get even longer. And it's crazy too because these lines, the fact that people are willing, honestly, like, they're a stronger breed than me, like, genuinely a stronger breed than me, because there's no way in hell you would catch my ass standing outside in like 40-degree weather or lower in the middle of November when it's probably raining or snowing just to like go buy stuff. I mean, I love shopping, but not that much. Now, my sister and our brother-in-law, so not the sister who's married to the brother-in-law, but our middle sister, her and my brother-in-law, they went together a couple times on Black Friday because they were both into it. Because you can get decent TVs and stuff like that. And, like, there's definitely a good point to sales or whatever, you know? Like, if there's something you've been waiting all year to buy, and it finally goes on sale on Black Friday, and that's the cheapest you're ever gonna find it. Like, I get it. But I'm not gonna be trampled or wait in line outside in the freezing cold for, like, anything. No. So, the year after Kohl's decided to open at midnight, 2012, I remember this. This was the first time, like, it was either publicly, like, acknowledged or that I just remember hearing, but also according to Wikipedia, this was also the first time. 2012 was the first time any store opened their doors at 8 p.m. on Thursday, specifically for Black Friday sales. So, you know, 2012 is really when the downfall of society started happening anyway, so it's not that surprising that that's when we decided that Thanksgiving doesn't matter as long as we can make money. And according to Wikipedia and, you know, my life experience, it only got worse from there, with stores opening at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving, recorded in 2014. And those stores would be JCPenney's, Best Buy, Radio Shack, stuff like that. Like 8 o'clock on a Thursday, that's pushing it. But yes, most people are done with their family event by 8 o'clock on Thursday night. 5 p.m.? No. That's when a lot of people are just getting started. So the fact that in 2014 stores were opening at 5 p.m., people were starting to get really annoyed. And it's like, the thing is, and from somebody working in retail who's worked on holidays, nothing is more frustrating in the world than when a customer comes in and is like, oh, it's so sad that you have to work today. You're here. You're why I'm working. Go home. So there's actually only 3 states in the entire country that prohibit opening your store on Thanksgiving Day. And that is Rhode Island, Maine, and Massachusetts. Everyone else, fair game to do as much shopping as you want. So now let's get into the real juicy details of Black Friday, right? Like, I've already stated my opinions on how I feel about the retail aspect, and obviously, I don't feel super great about forcing people to work on Thanksgiving. Like, Black Friday is one thing. We all know Black Friday is the biggest shopping day, right? Like, the only reason you want off work that day is so you can go shopping. Or obviously, if you're on vacation or whatever. That was a general statement. Anyway, but what I think is crazy, and if 2020 has taught me anything, it's that, like, yeah, people like this really do exist and they're everywhere. And oh my gosh, people just don't care. They are only out for themselves. There has been way too many violent happenstances because of Black Friday. I mean, obviously you're gonna get like your Karens, right? Who they really need to get that Pokemon game or whatever, you know, or the newest console or the biggest TV for their whoever for Christmas. And if you get it first, then boy, are they gonna let you know that you are ruining their child's Christmas. Like, there are people that are dying, literally, here at Black Friday, because I'm gonna get into some stats about how many people have died in Black Friday riots. So, since 2006, so these are just recent numbers. Since 2006, there have been 12 recorded deaths because of Black Friday crowds. Now, that's just the number of deaths. Now, since 2006, again, there's also been 117 reported injuries. Again, this is from a shopping trip. You have these kind of stats from a shopping trip. I can't wrap my head around that, honestly. I'm having a hard time here. So obviously the biggest issue with safety has always been the crowds. In 2008 in New York, a crowd of approximately 2,000 people were all waiting outside of a Walmart. So 2,000 people all waiting to get into Walmart at 5 a.m. at the same time. As soon as those doors opened, again, they rushed in, and this time, unfortunately, it was an employee who was killed. So it's like, you're really, you know, you're going to work on a day you probably don't even want to go to work on. Like, it's literally the day after a holiday and you have to go to work because people just have to buy their TVs and whatever else. And it's literally the last day that you are ever alive because somebody just had to get into the store that bad. Witness accounts say that most people just walked right on past. They didn't even take into account that somebody had been injured, let alone killed. Most people just walked right on past and continued to, you know, go about their shopping. Like, they're there for a reason, right? And they don't care who gets in their way, they'll just run them right over. And even when police arrived, this is what blows my mind. Even after the cops got there, people could not care less. They didn't even want to make room for the officers to get in and help this person who is a little bit beyond help at this point. Because of the selfishness and the allure of a sale. So you have people rushing, killing each other, killing employees, not even caring when the cops show up. And it's like, how are they going to identify who killed her? What are they going to take, like, footprint samples? Like, that's horrible. So obviously that's like a super extreme case with 2,000 people, like, crushing one person and then not even letting the cops get in. But that's, like, definitely not the only instance of Black Friday insanity. In 2010, a woman was standing in line for Toys R Us Black Friday sale and decided that she just was okay to start cutting people. And when someone was like, oh, hell no, she just whipped out a gun and decided to threaten to shoot them. You know, when I'm going to the store, I like to pack my essentials, right? Keys, wallet, phone, handgun. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some lashes and eyeliner on, and I'll be back to talk about more Black Friday craziness. Okay, so now that's on. So another example of all the violent chaos. There's like some minor things here I'll read out to you. So just a couple of them. These were all in 2010. So the person in the Toys R Us area, like, threatening to shoot people because she wanted to cut everybody. That was in 2010. So then also that year, this one's really sad. A Toys for Tots volunteer was stabbed by somebody in Georgia. Why? They're like a volunteer. What's wrong with you? In Indianapolis that same year, a woman was arrested for causing a disturbance amongst other shoppers, and when asked to leave, she refused. A man in Florida was arrested for having a handgun, pepper spray, and a grenade on him. Again, this is for shopping, people. And again in 2012, a man in Buffalo was trampled by people that just, like, could not wait to get into the store. So the next year, again, we just can't go a year without any violence. A woman in California just pepper sprayed an entire crowd and injured like 20 people while waiting in line for an Xbox 360. Like, I get it. I get really wanting to make a Christmas special for your loved ones, but please stop hurting other people to make that happen. And the really sad part about, like, the violence on Black Friday, as, like, interesting as I think it is to watch, like, the fragile human psyche become unraveled at the idea of a discounted Xbox, like, I really do enjoy that. It really just, like, sings a song of how, like, unstable, like, everyone is. Like, really, you think you're emotionally stable? and then you go and stab somebody in a Toys R Us parking lot because you wanted to cut in line. Like, what? But unfortunately, because the human psyche is so fragile and violence just gets more and more prevalent every day in this society, especially with like mass violent incidents, in 2019, there was a much bigger like shooting in a Syracuse mall in New York City. And unfortunately, the whole mall did have to go into a lockdown. And the really sad part is that the offender was a 21-year-old. Like, you are a baby, 21. As a 27-year-old who still feels like I'm a 12-year-old, 21 years old, you are a baby. And you ruin your whole life over what? Shopping. So the one upside about being like alive in the 21st century, especially in the later part of the 2010s and early 20s, is like obviously a lot of these sales have been moved online. So obviously we have Cyber Monday now. So I've noticed this year, because you know, it's the year of wackiness, like I thought that we would have like, okay, Black Friday, we're not really doing this, let's focus on Cyber Monday, but that's not really what's happened. Instead, I guess they really still want to see a lot of foot traffic in their stores, which, again, how many times are we going to put, like, retail over human life? It is a pandemic. We shouldn't want anybody in the store. We should be pushing online sales, but it's just not what's happening. Instead, we're going, okay, we're going to do Black Friday sales all month so that you can trickle in and wander in. But, like, why? If you have that stock, right? You have that stock, you're gonna still have it on Cyber Monday. So why not just let everybody order things online? No, because you'd rather have them in your store even during a pandemic. But like I said, with these like Black Friday alternatives, I think Small Business Saturday has to be my absolute favorite. And it's one that I've participated in with lots of businesses, like I said, out in Walla Walla. But then again, some of my friends have had businesses in the past and they have done stuff for Small Business Saturday. And you know, you take your money and you go and you spend it on a real person who has their own little business. You're not just giving your money to Walmart yet again. And you're still getting really great deals on stuff. And you're finding more unique items as well. Like I went to an art store in Walla Walla last year and got some amazing finds for like dirt cheap. I got five full-size canvases for $5. That's incredible. Small Business Saturday definitely takes the cake. But things I learned about Black Friday while doing this little video, I definitely thought that the history of Black Friday would have been a little bit more clear, but it's really not. And there's a lot of like misinformation, it seems like, from what I was going through about the actual like start of Black Friday. So mostly, I mean, I know it as a retail event. I didn't know any part of any information that it had to do with a football game at all. It's always been a retail holiday to me. Retail holiday, that makes me want to puke. And really, like I said, my only experiences with Black Friday shopping was when I got to go to like the JCPenney's and OMAC and get like whatever I wanted because everything was on sale. And working in retail for a little bit, but like I said, I don't have any like crazy Black Friday stories from whenever I worked there, other than we basically got all our stuff done in an hour, barely had to cook any food, so we mostly just did a bunch of deep cleaning jobs while screwing around. It was honestly, Black Friday was the best day to work in the deli because you had special orders for families who were doing their Thanksgiving that day. So you had like these big, huge orders that were already put together. We literally just had to hand them out. We mostly spent the rest of the day just like making snacks for the Black Friday shoppers. We were just lucky enough that we were close enough to where they put out the sock sale. Because if you know anything about Fred Meyer, I don't know if every Kroger does this because I don't know that every Kroger sells clothing, but Fred Meyer does like a huge sock sale every year. So they have every pair of sock you can imagine out front. And people just go nuts for that. I don't get it. They're socks, man. But yeah, we would always watch all the people go crazy for the sock sale. And then we got a pretty decent view as well of the electronic department. So we'd see people going nuts over TVs and radios and video games. Lots and lots of video games. Which I get. Video games are expensive. A full price brand new game is $60. That's more expensive than a makeup palette. Well, depends on the makeup palette. That's more expensive than a standard Morphe palette. And this is a standard Morphe palette. But then again, like, I'll obviously, like, a frick ton goes into developing games, whatever. I'm not trying to, like, belittle that. I'm just saying, it's a lot of money for a video game. But yeah, those are all of my crazy Black Friday stories. I wish the history was a little bit more clear. I have to say, though, I mean, I'm not one for Black Friday. I'm really not. But my husband has been getting kind of into it the last couple of years. So around like noon or so, we'll start going and see what's like left. And last year, I did get the most amazing pair of bear paw boots. Those are like $80 UGG type boots for $30. And I wore them like every day last year during the winter, and they are still holding up pretty nice. So it's not to say that you shouldn't take advantage of Black Friday sales, obviously, if they're present and available to you. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, like we live in a world of expensive things, right? And we live in a world based off of materialism. So if you're waiting all year to finally go get that one thing that you have been wanting and it's finally in your price range, like, get it. I'm not going to judge you for that ever. But if you're one of those people out there threatening to shoot people because you want to cut in line, or stabbing people, or like macing people, like, what's wrong with you? So if you did any Black Friday shopping today, I'm actually really interested to hear about how it was this year. So if you did go this year, or if there are any like early bird specials this year, let me know how that went, especially during like the pandemic and stuff, like what safety procedures were put into place, which again, like I said, this year mostly they're doing all their Black Friday, like the big box stores are doing all their Black Friday deals all month so that people can trickle in and it won't be a huge rush, right? So clearly, I mean, that's what most stores are doing for their safety precautions this year. But if you did go to a store that just only had it for Black Friday, let me know how it was. I'm actually really interested. But anyway, if you made it all through this totally like messy video, this was like my first time kind of trying to do makeup and like just like talk and not talk about my makeup. So if this video was messy, I apologize. I'll try and get better with this because I think it's a little bit more interesting to sit down and talk to you about a certain topic rather than just, you know, watching me do my makeup every time. So if you liked this video and want more videos like this, don't forget to tell me in the comments, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to keep up with everything Unusually Horrid, go ahead and follow my Facebook page right here. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you'll find some makeup looks that don't always make it to the YouTube channel. And if you want to watch me be a rabid, feral human being, go ahead and follow me on TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe because there is so much more coming for Christmas. I have Vlogmas all planned. I have everything scheduled out. I am hoping to maintain a Monday, Wednesday, Friday posting schedule throughout the month of December. I'm not doing daily Vlogmas, but I do have Vlogmas coming up for you, so don't miss out. Subscribe, stay tuned for Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Unusually Horrid out. Okay, bye!